two friends, two time zones, and a shared love of stories.
I'm Freya.
And I'm Jamie.
Bridging time zones one chapter at a time.
Welcome to Once Upon a Time Zone.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Once Upon a Time Zone. Today, you can see that we have a little extra person here. This is a very, very exciting episode. Everyone say hi to Emmy. I'm sure you all know Emmy. I mean, we talk about you on the podcast all the time. We're like, oh, Emmy read this book. So I feel like they know you by just being here anyway.
I'm so excited. Anytime I listen to a podcast episode and I hear my name, I have to do a double take. I'm like, yes, I did read that.
Yeah, we go off your recommendations a lot over here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We all love fantasy.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a good vibe. We're very excited today. And going on that theme, actually, today we've just got like a fun, chatty video, but we're going to be doing a little bit of a romantasy bracket. So, I mean, we all know that Emmy's like the queen of romantasy over here. She's read everything under the sun. So we're like, what's a better way to have her in an episode than do a little romantasy bracket? So we're going to be pitching you, I guess, a lot of romantasy, popular romantasy, and we're going to go head to head with each other, and we're going to kind of find your favorites out of them. It might be hard, but we're excited.
Emmy, I know, most people probably have heard of you. You are the feral romantasy reader of the internet.
Yeah.
But if you just wanted to quickly give our listeners a little intro about yourself, just in case anyone hasn't seen you around.
Yes, so I'm definitely a self-proclaimed absolutely feral reader, and I spend 99.9% of my time reading books and then yapping about them on the internet with my sausage dog, and I read mainly fantasy, romance, romantasy. That's like 99% of everything I read. But for some reason now I'm in my sports romance era, so the combination of the two is like really fun. But hi.
Okay, wait, this is actually really funny because Freya, I just watched your TBR video and you picked Heated Rivalry and you're like, it's because Emmy's been reading it. And I'm like, I feel like I'm going to be the only person in the world left who has not read these books.
Literally, I was like, I feel like that at the moment. I'm like, I feel so left out of the hype, but I'm always like, I've got to read the book before I watch the show, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a go. I mean, I feel like I'm a little bit easier than Jamie though, because I do love a sports romance. Jamie like famously hates hockey romance.
It's just not my thing. It's ball sports. I don't want it.
But I'm like, there's barely ever like any actual sports in it, which is my favorite part.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll get you. If it's good, I'll be like on the podcast every day, be like, read it.
Yeah, Freya, you're going to have to let me know how that goes because you're going to be my last line of like convincing me if I should read these books or not, because right now I'm like, I just don't do sports romance. But if you like them, then maybe I'll give them a try. Maybe. They're also Canadian, so.
Yeah, I know, exactly. That's what I mean.
Did you see the two actors ended up being torchbearers for like the Olympic Canadian torch run
the Winter
or whatever?
Olympic, yeah.
Yeah, like the Canadian side of it. And I'm like, okay, they're
honestly,
like literally representing my country at this point.
I haven't even like watched it, and these guys, I already love them just because of like their personalities on like the red carpets and everything like that. Like they're so much fun.
And they're very entertaining.
It's so good, but I will say I feel like you do have to read Heated Rivalry and The Long Game back to back if you don't plan on reading the whole series, because the reason why so many people love Heated Rivalry is for the long game. Like Heated Rivalry is the warm-up, but all the emotional depth and growth and everything is in book 2. 1 is fun, but like 2 is where I think all the hype comes from. So I'm just gonna say that. I'm like, don't just read 1, read both.
Oh gosh, it's a 2-book commitment.
Okay. Yeah, no, we're good.
First off, though, before we get into our romantasy bracket, we always start off our episodes with current reads. So, Emmy, you being our guest of honor, would you like to go first? What are you currently reading?
I am currently reading the first book in the Last Hours trilogy by Cassandra Clare, so Chain of Gold. I'm so close to finishing it. I'm like in the second half, and I'm taking my time with it, but Freya is the reason why I'm reading it right now. So very exciting. I'm having so much fun.
We have to convince Jamie to read this series. She's never picked up a Shadowhunters book and it kills me every time.
I know. I know. Okay. Do you know what happened to me? Do you know the story? I went to the bookstore and I was like, I'm gonna pick up, what is it called? The Infernal Devices one, the first one?
Yeah.
Clockwork something. I was gonna pick that one up, and then I ended up picking Chain of Gold up by accident because they all look the same.
The same.
So now
Yeah.
I have Chain of Gold on my physical TBR, and I'm like, I can't read this yet. So now I have to go out and actually buy the correct book. So like I'm trying. I'm trying over here, but life hasn't been helping me along in that way.
The reprints all do look the same, to be fair.
They
They all have
do.
such similar names as well. Like, before I started getting into the series and, like, the world, I had to keep looking on Goodreads to be like, wait, which one is this? And what is that? And then even now, like, I'm 17 books into the 20-book recommended reading order. And I still have to refer to the reading order to be like, I don't know what's next and what series and what book. And the individual titles of all the books, couldn't tell you any of them. I can tell you the series, but like each individual book title, nah.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
So this is what I'm, gonna try and dive into at some point this year.
I mean,
But I know like both of you love it so much. So it's definitely
the blueprint.
convincing me.
I feel like it's the blueprint for so many, especially like urban fantasies and then like interconnected fantasy series with spin-offs with same family trees. Like this, I read this book and I see the inspiration in so many. And even authors like Kate Golden was telling me that Half City, her book coming out this month, was like her writing something to fill the void of like the Shadowhunters and wanting something like that, urban fantasy academy like setting. So I'm like, it still is a huge thing. And Kaylee Smith talks about the Infernal Devices all the time. It's one of her like OG book series that haunts her. So
that's
a good
fun.
sign.
I like that. There's also someone told me, this is like unrelated to the Shadowhunters universe, but her newer ones, like Swordcatcher, someone told me that because I love A Darker Shade of Magic, I should read Swordcatcher. So I'm like also convinced on that one too, but I'm just like, I don't know where to start now.
Oh, well, I read Swordcatcher and The Ragpicker King before I ever read any of the Shadowhunters books, and I'm glad that I did read them first because they're a very different vibe.
Yeah.
But I do think that you would enjoy them. They're more like typical fantasy, but very good, excellent slow burn build up in terms of like plot as well as individual storylines and romances.
Okay, I love
That
to
might
hear
be an
that.
easier place for you to start because you have that physically, don't you?
I do. I have that one, and then I have the one of the chain books, whichever one it is. It's all highly confusing. Freya, what's your current read?
Oh, what is my current read? I am reading a book that I am doing a vlog at the moment of like the lowest rated book and then the highest rated book on my TBR. So I'm currently reading the lowest rated book on my TBR, which I think is called The Night We Lost Him. It's by Laura Dave, who wrote it's like the exact same cover and I can see it in my head, and Reese Witherspoon picked it for her book club ages ago, and then it got turned into a TV show.
The Last Thing He Told Me?
Yes, The Last Thing He Told Me. Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah, okay.
And it's like it's fine. It kind of is like a thriller, but it reads like a contemporary fiction. So it feels a bit odd. Like the pacing kind of feels, like sometimes I'm loving it, sometimes it's really not working when the stakes are quite high. And you've got this really slow kind of lyrical pacing. You're kind of, I'm just a little bit confused, to be honest. But it's not that bad right now. I'm actually really close to finishing it. And it's not awful. So that's kind of a nice surprise. I was really preparing myself when it was the lowest rated. I was like, okay, but it's basically about our protagonist's father. He is very, very wealthy. He owns this cliffside mansion basically, and one day he falls and his daughter thinks it is not an accident, which they've ruled it as, and so she just starts to investigate it a little bit more, and all these dark secrets kind of start to come up about his past and everything like that. Yeah, really random one from me today actually.
What's the Goodreads rating? Like, what is the actual rating?
It was like a 3.5, I want to say. So it's not like super low.
That's not even bad.
Yeah. I was surprised. I was really ready for like one of my like random romances that I'd never heard of before that were just somehow on my TBR to be like a lower rating. But it's actually really hard to find like really low rated books on Goodreads, I found out.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't read one that's like under a 3 for average rating.
Yeah.
I can't think of one.
Yeah, me either. I was quite surprised. I had to do a bit of digging. Jamie, what are you currently reading?
Okay, I'm reading The Future Saints by Ashley Winstead. This is the one that's been advertised as for fans of Daisy Jones. So I was really excited to go into it. It's basically about a band who lost their previous manager, like they just passed away. So the band has been like crumbling and going on a downhill spiral. But then there's another manager that steps in and tries to basically fix them. So we have two POVs. One of them is the manager who's trying to fix them, and one is the lead singer of the band. So there's like a little bit of a romance brewing in there as well. And then it's just kind of messy, toxic, like rock band stuff going on, like they're on tour, stuff like that. It's fun. It's really fun so far. I do like the plot. I feel like it was kind of it's tricky when people relate books to a book that is like perfect because I'm like now I'm expecting
Yeah.
Daisy Jones and I'm like I don't know if it's giving me Daisy Jones levels right now. I feel like while I like the story, there are just some things that are like it's not diving as deep into things as I would want. And I feel like a lot of things are a little bit on the nose, like it really feeds you things versus like allowing you to think about things. So I'm a little mixed, but the story is fun so far. I'm like less than halfway through, so it could get very good as I continue to read it. But yeah, I was really excited to get into this one. So
I mean, it sounds promising. Like the plot sounds great. And anytime we like reminiscing of Daisy Jones, it's got to be
yeah,
okay.
it also has that like mixed media thing. So like it's not
Oh,
like
that's
fully
so
interview
fun.
style. Yeah, but it's kind of a mix of regular narrative writing style and then we'll have like mixed media. So we'll have some interviews. There are some like TikTok parts, like you'll be reading comment sections on TikTok and like news things. I love mixed media books like that. So like that part's fun.
We've got some good ones going on. All right.
I feel like that's a
Should we?
variety. We're all reading like
Yeah, we really got
very
Very
a
different.
genre.
different moods, very different genres. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, we're going to get into our romantasy book bracket, our main topic of today's episode. So, we have a couple of rules. They're very straightforward. I'm just very type A and I'm like I need to type down rules. But basically, we're pitting 16 of the most popular romantasies to go head to head with each other. So we'll have 3 rounds. We'll have a qualifying round, we'll have semifinals, and then we'll have a final. And for each round, we all get to vote for one book. And because there are 3 of us, there are going to be no ties, which is why we thought this would be the perfect episode to do together. And basically, the one with the most votes out of the 3 of us moves to the next round. And then, okay, so if there are any romantasies in this list that either of us haven't read, we can feel free to use our discretion. You can vote for the one you read as a default, or you can vote for the other one if you really just hated the one you read. You can just choose whatever you want.
Okay.
And then if you haven't read either, you can vote for the one that you're most interested in reading. And last rule is that we're going to be judging these romantasies as a whole series versus just the singular book. So a lot of these, romantasies tend to be series. So instead of just judging the first book, we'll just go by the series as a whole. So those are all the rules. We can dive into our round 1. So this one's actually going to be funny because they're quite similar books and they get compared a lot of the time. Fourth Wing versus Direbound. That's our match 1.
Okay.
That was mean.
What a way to start it.
We're diving straight in.
I feel like it's also Fourth Wing has 3 books out and Diabound has 1.
Yes. Mine's easy. I've got mine.
I would say Diabound, yeah.
Ooh. Freya, what are you saying?
I don't know. I'm not like the biggest like I like I'm kind of saying like I like Fourth Wing as like the first book, and then as the series goes on, I'm not obsessed with them. But then like I also guessed everything in Diabound. I don't know. This is a hard one for me just because I'm not obsessed with either of them, to be honest. Look, I'm going for Fourth Wing just for the dragons because I like the dragons.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're going
Dragons over wolves.
for now, just because they have good personalities.
Fair. I'm going Fourth Wing as well. I actually really love Fourth Wing. And I do love the series. I love all of the books. I'm so excited to read on. And yeah, so that one was an easy one for me. And then Direbound was like another one where I was like, I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I'm going to continue.
See, I mean, I feel like I've heard quite a lot of people say that similar criticism. For me, I know loads of people were saying that, Direbound was giving them same vibes as Fourth Wing, but for me, it reminded me way more of Spark of the Everflame for some reason. And everyone that I know that I've spoken to about it, like a lot of people who hated Direbound just also DNF'd and did not like Spark of the Everflame. So I found that if I recommend it to someone who liked Fourth Wing, they think it's okay. But if they loved Spark of the Everflame, they usually have a better time with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's not like... I think there's only been like two people out of like 15 that have disagreed with that statement.
I just got mad that I guess like the plot twist at the end. I was just mad at myself for that because it kind of like ruined like the hype bit. And I was like, But I did love the setting of it and stuff. Also, I think you read it at like the perfect time because you were like almost part of the discovery of it. Like you were one of like the first people to read it. And I feel like that definitely helps.
Yeah, I think it's when a book is hyped up and you have expectations going into it, you're expecting it to be better. But when you're reading it and being one of the first like 100 people to read a book and then you find something, you go, wait, this is actually fantastic. It should have the same hype as these other books. And then you read it. It's definitely a different reading experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I feel like the character depth was probably better in Direbound. I think, like, just with what the characters were going through, I feel like they were more fully fleshed out in Direbound versus Fourth Wing, but I'm just so obsessed with the Fourth Wing world and the plot that one's just way more addictive for me.
I just think nothing can beat the dragons in Fourth Wing and the element of the bonded animals where you can communicate. And I did really think that's why everyone compares everything to Fourth Wing because it is... I personally think it's really good. And I loved book 1. I didn't love book 2, but I loved book 3. So but if I'm going off if Direbound is consistent with book 1 through the series, I would still say Direbound. But I also, I am a Fourth Wing lover. So I love both.
I fear I need to do a reread at this point. I'm like, did I read it wrong?
I
did really like the first book. Yeah, I just didn't like Iron Flame. But then I was the same. I liked Onyx Storm a lot more than I was expecting to. So I'm just like 50-50 at the moment. But I do want to do a reread of Fourth Wing because it's been, what, like 3 years since the first one came out? A while.
Yeah. I think it's also like the type of series that you have to read back to back because there are so many details and little connections between things that if you have lost those details in your head, I feel like, the books wouldn't be as good. But like every time a Fourth Wing book has been released, I've reread like the previous ones, which is like honestly wild because I don't actually do that many rereads, but for Fourth Wing I do for whatever reason. But it's just one of those. But I think, so Fourth Wing won this round. Sorry, Emmy.
One, yeah.
This one will be
You've been outnumbered.
I have a feeling that's going to happen quite a lot.
Don't worry, there are things we disagree on.
Okay. Very rarely.
It's like one or two.
I can think of one book.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Next round. ACOTAR, or A Court of Thorns and Roses, versus Throne of Glass.
I didn't mean to have such a visceral reaction to that.
We love visceral reactions on this one.
No, it's good. I feel like, as I was pairing these together, I was like, how can I make these the most fun pairings ever?
Oh my gosh. Oh, that caught me so off guard. I was expecting you to say, I thought you were maybe going to go down the whole like ACOTAR versus like another like really popular Fae romantasy, but to put the two, because I personally think they're so different. But
they're
like
really different.
Oh, they're so, and I love them both. I got tattoos for both. I mean, ACOTAR is the book series that I read that made me start a TikTok account and was like the start of my book journey as an adult after like not reading a book. Well, I was reading like contemporary and general fiction, But the first like fantasy book that I read as an adult that's then made me go and read 250 books that year. So like that's so special. Yeah, that's so special. But I think Throne of Glass. I think Throne of Glass is better.
It just has like such a bigger progression. Like you think from like where your characters start out in the first few books of Throne of Glass to like where it ends, and it's kind of hard not to feel emotional about that.
Yeah. I also I feel like Throne of Glass is almost not even romantasy. It's more like fantasy with romance in it.
Yeah, I agree.
So like, does it belong in this book bracket? I don't know, but I put it in here anyways.
Jaime throwing us curveballs.
Okay, wait. So was that Throne of Glass for everyone?
Yeah.
Throne of Glass moves forward.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
She's the blueprint.
We all agreed.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo! Okay. Round 3 is Quicksilver versus the Serpent and the Wings of Night.
Okay, this one's actually really easy for me.
Oh, okay.
And, see, The Serpent and the Wings of Night, I loved book 1, and then I have not enjoyed any other book in that series. I like her novellas, but I've DNF'd that series, so it has to be by default Quicksilver. But I'm like, I find her writing is such like there's books of hers that I love that are in my top like 20 books of all time. But then that series after book 1, I haven't been able to get into it again.
So what else has she written? Like The Bridge Kingdom? Is that her? No, that's Danielle L.
She wrote Daughter of No Worlds.
Daughter of No Worlds.
Oh.
That's also another series I DNF, to be fair. It's just more like her standalones in her novellas, like Slaying the Vampire Conqueror and Six Scorched Roses are like some of my 2 favourite like romantasy books to rec and that I love and would go and reread multiple times. But her series, I don't get on with her series for some reason.
Interesting. Yeah, this is a hard one. I feel like I'm kind of same. I loved Serpent and the Wings of Night when I read it. And then I read the second book and I was like, I don't know. And I just haven't thought about it since. Yeah. Oh, do I feel like I am going more for Quicksilver for that one. But in saying that, I haven't continued to Brimstone. I know that Jaime.
Okay.
This is the one that we disagree.
Sorry, Jaime.
So what am I going to vote for, guys? Okay, this one's actually a tough one for me too because like I didn't like Quicksilver. But for Serpent and the Wings of Night, I actually liked the first book. Like I thought it was fun. It wasn't my favorite book in the world, but it was fun. And I also read it nearer to the start of my romantasy journey, I think. So it has an unfair advantage where like by the time I read Quicksilver, I was already jaded. So I was just a little more brutal with it. The Serpent and the Wings of Night, though, I read the second book, and then, it was the same as Freya. I just had such a bad experience with the second book that it just threw me off the whole series, and I never continued, and I never picked up another Carissa Broadbent after that. But I think, like, I don't know. I think I'll have to go Serpent and the Wings of Night, just because I managed to read 2 books in that series, and Quicksilver I've only read 1, and will only read 1, so logic says Serpent and the Wings of Night.
Yeah, fair enough. I think I'm going to go with Quicksilver because I still have the possibility of continuing on to Brimstone. I just haven't picked it up yet because it was only released very recently. And that'll determine what I think of the series. I think that's going to be the final decision between those 2. But for now...
Emmy, what did you think of Brimstone? I can't remember.
I hate most middle books in a series. Like, I just think so many books have middle book syndrome, so I always go into them being like, this is not going to be as good as the first. But I didn't enjoy it as much as book 1, but I enjoyed the ending and where we went with it. Like, it was not at all what I thought it was going to be, so I was a bit like, where are we going with this? But I think book 3 could be my favourite based on what we had learnt at the end of book 2. So it's one of those where, you know, and people always say, I don't want to DNF a book, or I don't want to put down a book, or like continue a series just in case the ending's good, and the ending is never good. I was like, no, this ending was actually really good. But I still enjoyed it. It was like a 4-star or 3.75, I think. Around that for me. Yeah.
What is your criteria of like, when you decide to not continue a series? Because I feel like you read a lot of series. Like Freya and I read a lot of series, but I feel like you read a lot of series.
You're like on a whole nother level.
Yeah. So how do you decide, like, I'm gonna continue this one, I'm not gonna continue this one?
If I'm bored and I don't want to pick up a book, like I found recently I need to binge my series. I need to read a whole series back to back, and then I will enjoy it. And the longer I leave series, the less I'm likely to continue it. So a lot of the series that I have been not continuing lately have just been because I started them a year ago or so, and the thought of picking up the next book, I actually have no interest in it anymore. But there's actually been very few times where I've read a book and I've read like book 1 or book 2 and then I've gone, I'm not reading anymore. This is terrible. It has happened, but only for like maybe 3 series ever. I think I felt that way.
I feel like you're very tolerant as well. Like you will give things mad second chances that I just like don't have in me.
Okay, wait.
No, I'm like, but what if it gets really good?
Who's the most tolerant? Should we do a tolerance ranking between the 3 of us?
I mean, Emmy's already up there.
Emmy's the most tolerant. I don't know if I'm more tolerant than you.
I don't know. You can be pretty brutal sometimes. That's what I sometimes don't expect. Sometimes you'll just be like, yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. It was a 3-star. And I was like, oh, okay. I was expecting like almost a 4, but okay. But I feel like that's rating, so I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm like, I give 3 stars out like candy, and that's a good rating for me. But I also feel like the more books you read, the harsher your rating scale gets. Because I'm like, the books I used to give 4 stars to, I'm now giving 3 stars, because I'm like, not all of these books can be a 4-star. So.
Yeah. Your criteria just gets higher. I feel like I'm maybe the least. I feel like I'm the least tolerant. I think I've turned jaded.
I feel like you're definitely more definitive than me. When you're like, I'm gonna DNF a series, like I'm DNFing it. Whereas I'm like, oh, like I'm leaving it. I'm open for possibilities. It might happen one day. So, which I feel like, don't know if that's a good thing though.
So who won that one? Quicksilver, right?
Quicksilver. Yeah.
You guys teamed up against me on that one.
I'm so sorry, Jamie.
Feel left out. Okay, next one is Powerless versus Spark of the Everflame.
This is so easy for me.
This is easy for me too.
Yeah. Spark of the Everflame.
Yeah.
Okay, easy. That was easy for everyone.
That was yeah. Also, she's finished book 4. Well, she's drafted book 4.
Oh my gosh, that has been like one of the biggest books on my TBR for the longest time, and I feel like it's just getting pushed back, and I'm just like, I feel like I have to do a reread at this point. Like I read them over a year ago, more I think now.
They're so long as well. Like the book 3 and book 2 compared to book 1.
Like
I'm like, I don't have a reread in me, unfortunately. I'm not a person who will reread a series before the next book comes out. I can't do it.
That's a long one. I still have to read book 3, and I think I'm kind of happy I left it, because then I can just wait until closer to book 4.
Although, see, now you've read all of Brandon Sanderson's, so I feel like you'll pick up a 1,000-page romantasy and be like, oh, this isn't that bad. Like, this is fine. Which, that was like one of my first like 1,000-page books, so it felt very big. But it actually went by really quickly, I'm not going to lie. I feel like Pencole's writing is really easy to just get lost in. Like, I always just, once I start reading, I can't put them down. So that definitely helps.
Yeah,
I
definitely
agree.
excited for that one. Although, like, DM is so annoying. I think I've said this before on the podcast, but
nobody likes
DM protagonist.
I'm a DM apologist, okay? I'm a DM defender. I think she gets more hate than is necessary. I think there are so many more insufferable FMCs out there. Does she make some silly decisions? Yes, but I'm also like, if I was in her position, I would probably do the exact same thing.
No, so true. I kind of didn't realize there was a lot of hate behind her until I started getting comments being like, I love this series, but I cannot with the main protagonist. And I was like, oh, like, yeah, she's not my favorite. But I feel like, as you said, I feel like I'm so used to having annoying main protagonists that I really just kind of look past it. Like, and I love Luther.
Yes. Love Luther. I'm just like, not everyone can be Aelin, so we have to let other characters just be their flawed, annoying little selves.
Okay. Where were we? Okay. The next one is When the Moon Hatched versus A Fate Inked in Blood. This one's easy for me.
I haven't read A Fate Inked in Blood, which is really bad because the main protagonist is Freya, isn't it?
Freya! Yeah.
Yeah, I felt really bad for not reading that one yet.
This is actually really hard for me because I hated both of them.
Oh, really?
Ooh!
Well, I would say hate is a strong word. I mean, I think I rated When the Moon Hatched like a 3 or a 4-star when I first read it, but I also think I was gaslit by the hype, and I actually I did not like that book. I've DNF'd the series. I know all of my best friends, their number one top 5 favorites. Like, I'm the odd one out when everyone comes to like talking about this book. It is not on my most anticipated sequels for the year, like nothing. I keep getting comments being like, don't forget this book. I'm like, I am actively choosing to forget that book, unfortunately. Just not for me.
It's just not on the list.
There's so many things that me just starting to like riff into this book. No, give it. I want to know why.
We want different opinions.
I just wanted more dragons. I just like, I liked the idea with the moons and the dragon stuff, but I also was reading it and then going, hang on, glossary, hang on, and I'm like, nothing makes sense. And then why is she with a guy and now she's throwing herself off a cliff, and what are these trials that are happening? And I was so lost, and I was just like, okay, no, I unfortunately don't see the hype. But A Fate Inked in Blood, I read book 1 and I did enjoy it. And then I read book 2 and I was like, I should have DNF'd this. I did not enjoy book 2 at all. And I also just think Viking books, Viking type of stories, not for me.
I feel like I haven't read like that many Viking books, but I've heard good things about Road of Bones by Demi Winters. I haven't read that one, but I keep seeing recs for that one, and I'm like, maybe I need to dive into that one if I want to get into Viking books.
I think that is the top rated and recommended one that I hear of. Like, I've not seen anyone who doesn't like it, but I've read A Fate Inked in Blood and The Ever King, that series, another romantasy. I think it's a duology, and I DNF'd and disliked both series. So I think it's the Viking. Oh, and there was also another one. Well, that was more piratey than Viking, but oh my god, what was the other one? There was another one that I read by the same author who did The Ever King. She wrote like a specific Viking one, and I did not enjoy that one at all. So I'm like, I think it's just that
Vikings
subgenre. Yeah, I just don't think. But I think I'm going to vote for the Viking book in this situation.
After all, not Team Viking, but for this one.
Yeah, because I read the 2 books in that series where I've just like DNF'd When the Moon Hatched after book 1. So
yep.
Well, yeah,
that's so funny.
I
feel like I'm the opposite of you, where like I really liked When the Moon Hatched, but A Fate Inked in Blood, I was feeling like, why are we doing all these things? Like, why are we here? Why are we here? Like, what's going on? Why are we just in a battle already? What's happening? So I have to go with When the Moon Hatched. We might have to team up on you on this one, unless Freya surprises me.
That's unfair.
No, that's so fair, because I hate both the books. So
yeah, no, I do love When the Moon Hatched. I do really like it. I read another book recently by Sarah A. Parker that I didn't enjoy at all.
Oh, is that To Bleed a Crystal Bloom?
Oh yeah.
But then I saw that Laura really enjoyed it, and so I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. But for me, it was like the age thing. The age, I can't do age things. They're always going to throw me off. But yeah.
No, a lot of people have told me to try and read To Bleed a Crystal Bloom because I said I didn't like When the Moon Hatched, and they said they're slightly different, but I'm still like, I don't know if I can.
It was very much like, the thing I didn't love was there was like not a lot of world building at all, and I feel like that's what I loved When the Moon Hatched for. I loved how many like mythical creatures we had and like the world building and everything, not necessarily the romance or anything like that. So, and this was like all romance. Like not a lot of it was just in a fantasy setting kind of thing. So I think that's why I didn't like it. And also unfair expectations, because I was expecting something like When the Moon Hatched.
Yeah.
Is it also like super florally writing, or because When the Moon Hatched is pretty flowery?
It's pretty simple. She wrote it before When the Moon Hatched, and it's pretty simple kind of writing. Like I read it really, really quickly. Like it's very easy to just kind of binge read. Very different vibe to When the Moon Hatched, I thought.
Okay.
But you never know. You could really enjoy it.
Laura keeps trying to convince me. I did have a UK arc of When the Moon Hatched before it was published, and that's how I read it. And I met Sarah A. Parker, and she's one of the most loveliest authors I've ever met, and she signed my book, but I gifted it to Laura, so now Laura has a book on her shelf that says, like, to Emmy from Sarah A. Parker. And I said to Laura, it's like the Sisterhood of the Travelling Arc, so next time she meets Sarah, she's going to get it to sign it to Emmy and Laura.
Oh, that's so funny.
I love that.
You need to extend that. You need to have like a whole group of people that have arcs that are signed to like another person. Okay, what's our next one? Oh, this one's going to be good. Do you want to announce this one?
Our next
Go for it.
Round 6, Phantasma versus Zodiac Academy.
Okay, this one's diabolical. Oh my god, they're like, I love them both. Oh no. Sorry, aren't you guys like Zodiac Academy haters?
Yeah, I was about to say this too, like, famously.
Yeah, you were like, I feel like most people, to be fair though, hate Zodiac Academy. Like, I'm constantly defending Zodiac Academy because I have read how many? I think there was 1 month last year where I read like 20 Twisted Sisters books in the month, and all the novellas and the spin-offs. Because there's the Zodiac Academy series, which is it's 9 books, but there's also an 8.5 and then like spin-off ones. Then there's the 4-book prequel and then the 4-book spin-off. And I read them all, so I love Zodiac Academy. But honest, it's a vibes read. I get when people say it's not for them, but like, I love it.
See, I feel like I'm the odd one out. Like, I feel like everyone I know is obsessed with it, and I'm always like, I wish I was. Also, little fun fact. A Zodiac Academy was how I found your account, Emmy. I don't know why I just remembered that, but it was you talking about the Zodiac Academy, and it was like very early days of your account, and that's how I found you.
And you stayed?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, because we were like, wow, that was terrible. Let's unfollow her. Let's not take any more wrecks.
First impression.
Oh no, I do love it. Unfortunately, no. Actually, I very proudly love it.
Yeah,
Zodiac Academy. But I think I'm gonna have to say Phantasma for this.
Oh, really?
I think I'm going. Yeah, just because it is much better written, like significantly, and very very fun. I mean, I have this discussion with my friends all the time. I feel like Zodiac Academy is very much a vibes read, but it's also written in that way that a lot of people don't like. It's supposed to be cheesy, it's supposed to be cringy, it's supposed to be very casual. There's a lot of like text talk and things like that, but it fits the setting of the story and the characters, and it just makes it so easy to binge read. But I also understand that so many people just do not get on with that. And I'm also like, they're indie published, they'll always be like indie published. The Twisted Sisters said they've rejected every publishing deal. They're currently hybrid with Simon & Schuster, so they facilitate and like distribute the books, but they're not actually, they still get to write and edit and do everything themselves. So I know a lot of people don't like that, but I'm like, I love indie books. I don't care if they're like not written the best. I'm here for the vibes and the story and the plot, but I'm still going Phantasma. But I love you, Zodiac Academy.
I actually love that they're standing by that. Like, I hate Zodiac Academy, but I love that they're, standing by what they want to do. So go them.
Yeah. And not many people do that.
Well, I've seen so many people who hate Zodiac Academy read and love Hollow, which is more typical fantasy romance by them, yeah. And it's like completely separate spin-off. Well, not even a spin-off, like new world, new characters, nothing to do with Zodiac Academy, because they also have a book that's, I guess it's kind of like if you take Zodiac Academy and mix it a bit with like the Fourth Wing, like military training academy setting, a more kind of is more high fantasy vibes, because there's no urban fantasy elements, no text talk, all in a war that's never keep, but it's set in a world that's the same as Zodiac Academy in a different area. I love that series. And then Hollows, then they're sisters, they write like 3-book series at once. I'm like, can you just please write one, publish one, and then move on to the next? But Hollows come out, and that's completely separate. And so many of my friends who have hated, DNF'd, refused to read past book 1 of Zodiac Academy have given Hollow 4 and 5 stars and loved it. So
Wow. Okay, that's a new
Okay.
recommendation. I hadn't even heard of it.
Is that an experiment that we need to embark on?
Buddy read? And get back to Emmy. We'll be texting Emmy mid-time.
yeah, I'd be like,
when are we doing
tried
this?
it, still not a fan. Absolutely no.
I want to appreciate the hustle, like the indie hustle. I like the
Yeah.
idea of it. I just can't.
It's very different from all the other books you love, though. I think it makes sense why it's not for you, and that's absolutely fine. More for
Yeah.
me.
Fair. Okay, so I'm going with Phantasma.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it a question? All right, I'm going with Phantasma as well. I love Phantasma
Great.
though. It's so like and also I feel like Phantasma is everything that I usually don't love in a romantasy
Yeah.
book. And I loved it. And then Enchantra as well. I ate it up. I loved every single second of
I
it.
loved it,
like,
Chandra.
I'm
Yeah.
very excited for book 3. Book 3 is going to be her best yet.
Yeah. No, I'm so because it's about one of the siblings, right? From Enchantra. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay.
That dynamic was wonderful. I loved that setting in Enchantra. I was like really kind of confused on how it was going to be better than Phantasma with still like a game element. I was like, that's kind of the same thing. But then it really shocked me.
Okay. This next one's gonna break my heart a little bit, if I'm being completely honest. But this is Divine Rivals versus Once Upon a Broken Heart. I actually don't know what I'm gonna choose. I don't. This is the first one that's come up where I'm like, I actually don't know.
I'm going Once Upon a Broken Heart.
Oh.
I did enjoy Divine Rivals. I gave the duology 4 stars, but like Once Upon a Broken Heart was 5 stars and one of my favorite books. I chase that feeling in every new YA fantasy book that comes out. I'm still trying to find something that hits as hard as that.
Are you a Curse for True Love lover or hater?
I loved it. I didn't know that people hated it because I read like all 3, I think, back to back, because book 3 had just come out and I hadn't read them, and I went and read Caraval first and then read the whole trilogy. So I had like a weekend over Easter last year of just reading all Stephanie Garber and fell in love, and I loved it. And I actually didn't like hate all of the like Apollo chapters and stuff. I was like, yeah, like I'm here for it. And then I posted about everything and everyone's like, the book 3 sucks. I was like, oh, since I missed the memo. I didn't get that personally. I loved it.
I feel like I was the same way. Like the third one wasn't as good as the second book, but nothing can be as good as the second book.
Yeah.
But I liked it. And it's like I like a chapter from a character that you're not supposed to like. So I feel like that added like so much to it. And I was actually, surprised when other people were saying they were getting bored of the Apollo chapters. Because I was like, but he's such a big part of the story. Like, there's no story without Apollo.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I liked it as well. I felt left out that everyone was hating on it because I read it like on release. I remember hunting it down on release. And then everyone was so disappointed, and I was like, oh, I had fun. Like, again, I love the second book the most, which is crazy. Who writes the best book in the series as a second book? Who manages to do that? That's still beyond me.
Her
that is
and Suzanne
wild.
Collins. Those are the two people.
True.
Yeah, that is a very good point. But no, I actually think book 3 was my favorite in the series as well, which I know.
Really?
But I'm like, I love book 1 and I love book 2 the same. But book 3, I was like, yeah, this is definitely, that's what made it a 5-star series for me. I just think the one thing that haunts me from that series, and I think of all the time, is that he loved her so much, he rewrote history. And like that whole, like the how she did everything, I'm just like, it's perfect. And that's why I love the series so much, is how she ended it. So
It was a very satisfying ending.
This is a really hard
I still
one.
don't know what to choose, though.
I feel like I might go for Once Upon a Broken Heart. Yeah, just because of like the world. But like also Iris and Ronan have like such a special place in my heart. Like from Divine Rivals. I love them so much. That's really tough, but I think I am going Once Upon a Broken Heart because I love the Magnificent North. Magnificent. I can't say that word today, apparently.
It's 7 a.m. for you. We'll give you some. Okay, here's my thing. Are we counting Wild Reverence as part of Divine Rivals?
That's what I wasn't sure about.
I think you
'Cause
could. I just read it.
What did you think?
I enjoyed it. It was in the same video that I'm currently filming where I read both of your books.
That's an exciting video.
Lottie chose it for me to read and I read it and I really enjoyed it because I can be iffy with like spin-off books if sometimes they feel like they've just been written for the sake of it, or if I don't think it can stand by itself. I think it was like the perfect prequel that gave me a lot of answers for questions that I had after the duology. But I just think there's something so magical about obviously the way she writes, but the element of messages and the typewriters and the herald being the messenger. It's just, there's nothing like it. They're both, see, now you got me going. I'm like, they're both just so beautifully magical, enchanting, whimsy books in completely different ways with like beautiful love stories. That is diabolical of you both to put these together.
I know. I'm sorry. It was me.
Jamie's like going like,
it wasn't Freya.
It
was me. I'll take the blame. I mean, yeah, I'm hurting myself with this one. Okay, if we're counting Wild Reverence, I feel like I have to choose Divine Rivals, but if we're not counting Wild Reverence, I want to choose Once Upon a Broken Heart. Wow. So it comes down to a technicality with this one.
I mean, your game, your rules.
That's true. I did write out all of the rules. Okay, I'm going to choose Divine Rivals, even though it's already lost, just to give Divine Rivals a point.
Okay.
There we go. Okay,
right.
This is the last one in our first round. This one's going to be fun. Okay, Metal Slinger versus Heavenly Bodies. I'm so sorry.
I knew Metal Slinger was coming, but I'm like, what are you going to put it with? Oh, you know what? No, I have to stick with Metal Slinger. I have to do it. I love both of the authors. Yeah, I love both of the authors. I love both of the books, but it has to be Metal Slinger. I love Amani. I love Heavenly Bodies. Still one of my favorite 5-star romantasies ever. And book 3. Oh my gosh, have you guys read book 2?
I read book 2. Freya's behind.
It was really hard to get in Australia, in my defense, for a long time. Now it's like on shelves more, so I'm gonna get it now. But like for ages, it was really hard to find.
I'm like, after book 2, seeing the snippets of extra storylines we're getting in book 3, I think book 3 could be my favorite. But Metal Slinger. Yeah, Metal Slinger. I know what you're going to say, Jamie.
Well, yes. But for context for all of our listeners, Emmy is the one that somewhat calmed me down a little bit after the ending of Metal Slinger. Because what happened was I read the ending, and then I think I posted an Instagram story. And then I think Bailey responded to my Instagram story being like, you have to message Emmy right now. So then I messaged you, Emmy, and then you sent me all of this stuff. And then I was like, okay, that like kind of makes sense. But I was still so mad at it. But you were the only one who was able to like talk me down off of my rage that I was feeling.
That's so I feel like that's such a popular response as well. We just don't see so much of it. Like I get so many messages all the time from people being like, I read this and what was that ending? And I'm like, no, wait, like to set the scene, you have to imagine I was one of the first people to get a copy of that book and like the first 30 to read and rate it on any platform. And I read it and I read that ending and there was not a single other person who I could speak to who had read that book. And I read that myself and went, there's no TikToks, there's no Instagrams, there's nothing. This book has just come out. I go, what do I do? So I messaged the author. I went, oh, what the fuck did you just do? And then because Rachel was indie published and she had sent me the book, I was like, here are all my questions. And I went, this is one theory, this is one question. Why did this happen at the end? Is this connected to this? And she told me the answers. I was like, I need to know. And she was like, yes, that's true. Yes, that's the foreshadowing. Yes, the scene is this. And I went, thank you. I feel much better now. And I was like, now I'm going to make everyone else read it so they can freak out.
That's actually such a cool experience, like actually getting the answers directly from the author. That's so cool.
It was pretty fun because now book 2's coming out. I'm like,
I am really like, I do need to read on after that ending. I will say, I don't know how. Wait, did you decide whether you were going to continue, Jamie, or not?
I'm so torn still because on one hand, I'm like, I feel like I need to know. But then on the other hand, I thought it was going to be a duology. So I was like, I'm just going to finish the next book and it'll be done. But then now I'm like, I heard that it's a trilogy or it's like not a duology. So I'm
To
like,
my knowledge, there's a third book, but this story kind of wraps up in the two. So it's kind of what Callie Hart's doing with Quicksilver, where there's going to be 3 books in Quicksilver, but it's a 5-book series. So we're getting a Carrion book, and that's going to be a later book in the series, but following him. And this was the last time I spoke to Callie, because I chaired one of her author events in Edinburgh, and this is what she was saying: is like 1, 2, and 3 will be the main plot line of Quicksilver, and then book 4 and book 5 might be spin-off standalones, but still part of the main series, following on from other points. And I think that's kind of what's happening with Metal Slinger, because there will be some maybe unanswered questions, but the main storyline should be 2 books, and then there may be more to come. Like there will be a 3rd book in the series, but this maybe couple and original storyline will should wrap up in 2. But I think Rachel's still drafting, so I'm not sure. Every time I ask her, I'm like, tell me, but actually don't tell me until you actually know.
yeah. So I think I'm just like, I'm not sure. I'll see when it comes out. I'll see how I feel. I haven't decided yet if I want to continue. So yeah, I'm voting for Heavenly Bodies.
Yep.
I like default. I have to go Metal Slinger because I've only read Metal Slinger, but I did enjoy Metal Slinger, so it's not like that much of a default.
Okay, so I lose. Metal Slinger wins. Okay, we're going into our semifinal round now. So we have 4 rounds. And the first one is going to be Fourth Wing versus Throne of Glass.
Throne of Glass.
Easy for me, yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Throne of Glass all around. Easy.
Great, easy.
Done. The next one is Quicksilver versus Spark of the Everflame.
Spark of the Everflame.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for me again. Spark of the Everflame.
Spark of the Everflame. Okay, wow. We're speeding through these. Hold on, I need to catch up with my notes. When the Moon Hatched versus Phantasma.
Phantasma for me.
Ooh, this one's actually hard.
I think I'm going to lose this one.
I don't know. I don't know what James is going to do, to be honest.
I feel like I could go either way, if I'm going to be completely honest. I feel like if we were doing When the Moon Hatched versus Phantasma itself, I would pick When the Moon Hatched. But if we're throwing Enchantra in there, that's what changes the game. So
Interesting.
I know it's weird, right? Because these books are so like spicy, kind of like dark romantasy elements in them, and like that's so not my vibe at all. But for some reason, when Kaylee Smith does it, I'm like, yes, give me more of this. I love it.
But I feel like there's a difference between like dark romantasy and a dark atmospheric romantasy, if that makes sense. Like there's like dark romance, and then it's like the actual atmosphere is really dark and gothic. Like 2 very different things I've realized throughout the years.
Yeah, it's like when the romance is dark versus the setting.
Yeah. Whereas I feel like it's very much the setting. I mean, it's definitely still a spicy book, but you know, I feel like I'm gonna go When the Moon Hatched though, even if I do love When the Moon Hatched.
I feel like I need book 2.
Yeah.
Oh no, but then now this decision is up to me. Because there's one vote for... no!
The pressure is on.
I should have just said When the Moon Hatched before you said When the Moon Hatched, Freya. I actually don't know what to do. I'm actually so stuck right now. You know what? On my second read of When the Moon Hatched, I didn't like it as much as my first read.
Yeah, you did say that.
So I'm going to go Phantasma.
Crazy plot twist there.
I feel like I just released. I don't know what I just released. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, that felt therapeutic. So Phantasma wins that one.
And next one.
Then
This is just mean to Emmy, to be honest. This is just mean to you. Once Upon a Broken Heart versus Metal Slinger.
So I'm Once Upon a Broken Heart. We all know this. That's my early vote.
I have to stick with Metal Slinger. Yeah,
You're so loyal.
I'm still sticking. I am. I have
Wow.
a copy of Metal Slinger, someone said when I did my bookshelf tour. I've got a copy on every shelf, apparently. Each section is a
That's so
different
cute.
copy of Metal Slinger.
What?
So I have to go with Metal Slinger. It's because Rachel, she said, because I helped get the book hyped and then published, she sends me every copy of the book that gets published. So I've got like indie copies, ARCs, US copies, UK copies. They just keep coming. Fairy Loot copies. It's fantastic.
I love how they're on every shelf. Like they're not just together. They're just
it's because
sprinkled
I
throughout.
I like my authors to stick together, but also book heights. And like the hardcovers, the ARCs, the paperbacks, they're all like different. So I have like an ARC section of my shelf that they're in, and then I've got my Fairy Loots together. So when I move and redo my room, I will have a shrine for Metal Slinger. So I'm so loyal to Metal Slinger. I have to stick to it.
Okay.
All right,
I'm
Freya,
gonna go
you're the
with Once Upon a
tiebreaker.
Broken Heart, though. I'm so sorry. I just love that series. It's my everything.
That's okay. I love that series too.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm loyal to it till the day I die.
Yeah. I will continue watching you read it. And
I'll read it just for you, Jamie.
I'll be clapping for you. I'm so excited for you. Okay. I actually lied because those were quarterfinals and not semifinals. But for the actual semifinals, we have semifinal 1 is Throne of Glass versus Spark of the Everflame.
Throne of Glass.
Throne of Glass.
Throne of Glass. I love
It's just the
silence.
Saying something. Anything against Throne of Glass, I'm afraid, will be Throne of Glass. Yeah.
And then the next semifinal is Phantasma versus Once Upon a Broken Heart.
Once Upon a Broken Heart.
Oh, I'm going to have to say Once Upon a Broken Heart. Even though I voted for
Upon a
Phantasma in the
Broken
last
Heart.
round, I just think I love Kaylee. I love Phantasma. But I love YA first. I'm a big YA lover.
We do love a good YA. It's just good fun. We have our final round. So it's going to be Throne of Glass versus Once Upon a Broken Heart.
I'm going to stick with Throne of Glass.
I'm going Throne of Glass.
I'm going Once Upon a Broken Heart.
What?
I love it more. I can't help it.
You know what? I'm actually surprised that you stuck with Throne of Glass this whole way because I know you're not the biggest Sarah J. Maas lover.
Throne of Glass is my favorite series by her, and I love the characters, but it's her writing that I'm not hooked on. Since I read it, when I read the first book, the first book by her rather, I think when I was 14, which by the way is probably too young to be reading Court of Mist and Fury, but anyway.
Yeah, fair.
But and I love the characters and I was obsessed with Reese and everything, but the writing, I found it really hard to get used to her writing, and I literally cannot tell you what it is. I've tried to figure it out so many times, and I love her worlds, just the writing. So that's kind of what makes me not have the strongest connection to it, but Stephanie Garber's writing, I'm obsessed with, so.
Yeah, she nails the whimsy. Okay, well, you're outnumbered and Throne of Glass won.
I get it. Did I have much hope going up against Throne of Glass?
You stuck to your guts. That's all that matters.
Yeah, See, this is what I mean. This is our little safe space of the internet where you actually can just say what you mean.
Say what you want. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anything else. Even when we cut down our episodes to make shorts or whatever, those shorts sometimes get attacked, but the episodes are still safe.
God, short is getting attacked.
Yeah, but our one short that's getting attacked is still getting attacked to this day. It's been months.
Shorts are so weird like that. Like I have a random short that's been getting attacked for like 3 years before I even posted
Oh
any
my.
like proper long form videos. And it's because Americans have found it and they don't realize that people who make coffee don't in like outside of America don't use creamer. So they're confused that my latte is like 80% milk, but I'm like, that's a latte.
That's a latte.
So every day I wake up and this 13-year-old boy's been like 90% creamer in a Keurig. I'm like, it's an espresso and it's a latte.
Wait, that's the most random thing.
It is. It's always the shorts. I swear, they put you on the most random algorithm, and then the way that shorts work as well, it just continues picking up months after you post it.
Yeah.
That's also just
like
So
long
good luck.
form.
You'll
Like
you'll
long
have
form has
years
its
of
life.
people coming in that comment.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
that is
sorry,
so
I find
funny.
that so funny.
Like out of everything that could be like the one that, you know, keeps going for years, it's that one with the creamer and the latte.
And I feel like it is, and it's also like you want to defend that in a way. Like I would want to defend that. I'm like, no, I don't use 80% creamer.
It's so stupid as well. Like it's the most non-issue thing ever. And I'm like, if they're fighting over this, they'll fight over anything.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, I just find that so funny.
Okay, we are at the end of our hour.
Yeah.
But we have our answer for our best romantasy series ever, and it's Throne of Glass. It was almost Once Upon a Broken Heart. But it was Throne of Glass in the end. And yeah, Emmy, thanks for being here, for just being here, being our romantasy expert, being our metal slinger #1 supporter.
Yeah, we'll like DM this video to Rachel.
Yeah. Being the one Zodiac Academy lover, throwing off the dynamic of this podcast because we are Zodiac Academy haters. So thank you for bringing the positive energy into this episode. And thank you so much for being here. It's so much fun just being able to actually talk to you because I feel like you're always on our screens and then now you're actually here. And it's super fun.
This has been so much fun. I have loved it. I love coming on and yapping about books to anyone that will listen. So thank you for letting me come in here and then ramble about all the books you hate and then hate on the books you love. But yeah, no, it's so fun to yap because I literally watch you guys every day on my YouTube as I'm going around my day. So I feel like we've already done this like a bajillion times before, but it's usually just a one-way conversation with me and my iPad. So it's great that you can actually respond back.
We're actually together. And yeah, guys, you have to check out all of Emmy's channels, accounts, everything, because she actually has a reading vlog that will be out by the time this episode is out, where she reads some recs from both Freya and I. So definitely go watch that video on YouTube on Emmy's channel. But if you guys are still here listening to the end, thanks for listening wherever you are in the world or whatever time zone you're in.
Until next time, stay comfy and keep reading.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on socials for more bookish content.
Bye. See you next episode.